Good morning, everybody. Chillie here with Chilliescruises for travel and cruise industry news for the 28th day of September 2019. I'm coming to you live from Forest, Virginia, which is in Bedford County near Lynchburg. For those of you that follow me regularly, I do have a ball game tonight with my little concessions business. So I'll be out selling funnel cakes and lemonade in the 90-degree heat. Again, actually, that's good for me because we'll sell a lot of lemonade once again. This is my 20th season doing the special concessions at Liberty University. I've been there longer than most of the staff, but we've got a game tonight. Then I'll be move the trailer back to the farm tomorrow, and then I'll leave Monday for my cruise. I'll be on the Norwegian Sun Monday afternoon, sailing out of Port Canaveral. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting away for a few days. Although it's going to be a kind of a working vacation for me because I've got a lot of video work I hope to do on the Sun. But anyway, that's coming up. The interesting thing about this area, and I know some of you guys have had it even worse than we have, but it's supposed to be 90 degrees today, which will be the 60th day that this area has hit 90 degrees this summer. That's incredibly hot for us in Central Virginia. Yeah, we get some hot weather. We get some 90, we get some hundreds, but not 90 days in a year. It's supposed to be 90 again tomorrow, which will be the 61st 90-degree day. So it's been just a terribly hot area, and I know some of you guys are way worse than we are. I know your drought's way worse than ours is. I understand that. So I'm just reporting on how it is here. Okay, let's get on with the news. Good morning, Bonnie, by the way. I just saw before I switched off the screen. Bonnie is with us again this morning. My lead story this morning is it's so nice not to talk about weather or protests and riots and all that stuff that we've just been heavily in the travel and cruise industry news space for months now, it seems. Well, my lead story this morning, the world's largest single building airport terminal has opened in Beijing. Daxing, D-A-X-I-N-G, I guess it's Daxing International Airport. Which viewed from above looks like this giganta starfish. Is set to welcome 72 million travelers by 2025. Work on the building began less than 5 years ago, so it's been humming right along. They had a inauguration ceremony that was attended by the president earlier this week. Plans are already afoot to expand this facility to 8 runways with a capacity of 100 million passengers annually by 2040. This unusual terminal building has 5 connected concourses serving the 4 runways, and Beijing now has joined the elite band of cities that have multiple international airports. That small group includes London, Paris, Tokyo, and of course, New York. So good for the Daxing International Airport. We had this on a story a couple months ago when it was still under construction, but it's now open. So if you're flying into Beijing, you might be going to the new airport. Okay, moving right along. There was a story that came out yesterday, day before yesterday. It was the first time I saw it. and it caught my attention. And as I've said many times before, folks, I am not making any kind of political statement. I'm not taking a political side on any of this. This space is for travel and cruise industry news and not for my political opinions or anybody else's political opinions. This headline caught my eye. I have no idea where it comes from, if it's politically motivated or not. It's from a publication called The American Thinker. Just on the surface, it appears to be a conservative publication. And I don't even know that. But the headline, and this is what caught my attention and as to what I'm commenting on. The headline is Trump administration forces China to sell the port of Long Beach. That's the headline. Well, that obviously caught my attention because Long Beach, the port of Long Beach, is where most of the Los Angeles cruises sail from. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, why don't I know anything about this? The article went on to say the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security has forced China's state-owned Costco to sell the port of Long Beach over security concerns. Well, that, folks, is not true. Again, this is not, I'm not making a political statement. This article is incorrect. What happened is China does not own the port of Long Beach. China owns this Costco, a state-owned corporation, holding company, was forced to sell a container terminal ownership in Long Beach. One building. Now, yeah, it's a big building. They were forced to sell that. They had nothing to do with the port of Long Beach other than they owned one property there, which was they were forced to sell for security concerns. They are not totally out of the picture because they have a 40-year lease on the building. So they are still in the area, although this one building they had to sell. So again, and this is not politically motivated at all. It's just that this article is totally incorrect in the statements that it made that China owns the port of Long Beach and had to sell it. So again, folks, don't fuss at me. I'm not making a political statement. I'm just reporting the facts as I see them on this article that was in the American Thinker earlier this week. So much for that. Okay. Let's see what else I had. A couple more things this morning. Hurricane Lorenzo. The last update I got from National Hurricane Center, for the first time in a couple months, it seems, the only thing on the map is Hurricane Lorenzo. And Hurricane Lorenzo, as of 5 a.m., has sustained winds of 115 miles per hour. So it has weakened some. Pressure's 957 millibars. It's moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. So it's slowed down some. Now, despite it still being an incredibly strong storm, not as strong as it was yesterday, Lorenzo is churning over open waters in the Atlantic and is not expected to impact any land apart from some possibly rough surf along the Windward Islands. It is disrupting shipping lanes across the Atlantic, but that may change next week as it tracks to the north. However, not in the normal way we look at hurricanes. Lorenzo may eventually become a threat to the Azores next week. The Azores are a group of islands in the east central Atlantic Ocean. After passing the Azores, Lorenzo will then track toward Europe and could impact the British Isles. So the British Isles has been going through a heat wave of its own. I mean, you certainly don't want to welcome in a hurricane if it would last that long, but they could probably use some rain over there. But anyway, that's Hurricane Lorenzo. And other than that, folks, there's absolutely nothing on the map, on the Hurricane Center map, either in the Caribbean or in the Pacific. One little low pressure system off of Mexico, but that's not even worth looking at yet. So, of course, that's subject to change later on today. All right. Of course, it's been reported in several other places. My friend Bruce did a video on this. Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas. A little sip of coffee, folks. The Oasis of the Seas arrived in Cadiz, Spain to begin her $165 million refurbishment. She's going to be in dry dock for 68 days, I believe it is, 63 days, so 2 months for a modernization. The Oasis of the Seas will set sail on November 24th, beginning 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean itineraries from the new state-of-the-art Terminal A in Miami, Florida. Oasis then moves to New York City area in May of 2020 as the largest ship to sail from the New York area. Then it will reposition to a new summer home of Cape Liberty in Bayonne, New Jersey, offers 7-night sailings to the Bahamas with visits to the Perfect Day at Coco Key. So that's the Oasis of the Seas. I have not been on Oasis of the Seas yet, but would like to go on her just to see, especially after this refurbishment. So maybe that's something I can schedule in the very near future. Let's see, what else do we have this morning? That's it on that side. Let's see what we got over here. The storm. Oh yeah, was one other thing I wanted to talk about. There was a cruise ship rescue at sea yesterday. And basically the cruise ship was just in the right place at the right time. P&O Cruises, Australia-owned Pacific Dawn, was able to alter her course, locate some men that were stranded, rescue them from a life raft that they had made an escape from the yacht they were on. So they were able to save it. However, the yacht sunk. The men had escaped in the life raft. The yacht did sink before they could do anything to save it. And the men are going to continue on the Pacific Dawn until it arrives in Australia, I don't know, next week early. Don't remember the dates on that one. But anyway, so a cruise ship was involved in a rescue. Good for them. Congratulations. Saved some lives. That's nice. Anytime a cruise ship does something good, I like that. All right, that's that wraps up our news this morning. Again, it's nice to have some days that aren't filled with weather stuff or negative stuff, just to get back to a few nice little stories. So I was watching Tropical storm Karen, as you know, I'm going to be sailing Monday from Port Canaveral, going to the Bahamas. We were supposed to go to Freeport. Of course, Freeport's nowhere near ready to open for cruise ships yet. We are going into Nassau, not my favorite spot, and I'm looking forward to the day when they get the new Nassau rebuilt. But I am going to do a little tour of Nassau while I'm there, and a Great Stirrup Cay. We're going in there, and Key West. So I got some nice little stops. Just going to be an enjoyable 5-dayer for me, which is a short cruise for me, but it's I'm looking forward to it. Sorry that we couldn't go into Freeport. Of course, they're still recovering from Dorian there. I have no idea if I will be able to do these broadcasts next week at all. If for those of you that are new, and by the way, our subscriber count today was 1,529, and I thank you all for joining me. We do have some new folks that I'll make mention of here in a sec. But anyway, normally we're on at Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 a.m. I have no idea what my situation is going to be like next week, whether I'll be able to do broadcasts or not. I'm thinking in all likelihood I won't be able to. Number one, it's going to be a little difficult for me to research stories while I'm on a cruise. But anyway, so I'm guessing that the next week we just won't be on the air. So I'll just be in absentia for a week and then be back with you after that. However, keep looking in case I get to post some videos, or I do get a chance to go live. And again, I don't know what my situation is going to be. But anyway, that's next week. A couple of new people I just want to say a quick shout out to. Where did that go? I had that here, and oh yeah, it's down here. No, it's not. There it is. Dick McVeigh, welcome aboard. Yoli J, Gladstone Wells, Eva Riley, and Paul Goebel. Our new subscribers, welcome to the channel. We regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, my interview shows, which are called Chillie Chats, and of course, travel and cruise industry news, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, normally at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can hit the little subscribe button, as these folks have done. If you hit a bell notification, you'll be notified when I go live or when I post a new video. And that's how you guys know when I'm doing something. And next week, I have no idea whether you're going to be notified of stuff or not. We'll just play it by ear and see what happens. Bonnie wants to know if I'm packed yet. Hell no. I mean, I'll probably pack tomorrow night and have to leave out of here at 3 a.m. Monday morning. A god awful time. I'm going to Roanoke, which is an hour away. I'm flying out of Roanoke. My flight's at 6. I still hate the fact of being there 2 hours early for a flight just because I'm going technically out of the country. But that's what they say. That's the rule. So anyway, if I fly out at 6 a.m., going to Orlando and take the shuttle over to Port Canaveral and get on the boat, be on the Norwegian Sun. If any of you guys are sailing on a Norwegian Sun, make sure to send me a message and we'll hook up on board. I'll be happy to buy you an adult beverage or a non-adult beverage. I don't care. I'll buy you a drink of some type while we're on the boat. When I get there on Monday, my normal procedure, I check into my room, drop off my if I'm carrying any luggage. But check in, and since that's in Florida and it's probably going to be hot as Hades, I will take my sport coat off and put on some shorts and head up to the deck. I love to be on the deck before we sail, and the sail away parties. So I'll be at one of the adult beverage establishments on the deck of the Norwegian Sun, and just look for the big fat guy. I'll probably be the fattest guy on the boat. But anyway, that's coming up next week. Looking forward to it. I'll miss you guys during the week. No, I won't. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have a good time. And hopefully we'll see everybody back here a week from Tuesday with travel and cruise industry news. That's it for today. This is Chillie, the fat travel guy. See you guys if you're on the cruise next week on the Norwegian Sun. If not, I'll see you when I get back. Later, y'all.